win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in.
There we go. Dan Cockerton, how are you?
Hi, Ashley. Yeah, good. Thanks, buddy. And yourself?
Yeah, absolutely super. Welcome to my show. Thanks very much for coming along. And you must be the most busiest man at the moment, surely.
It's pretty manic at the moment. Anybody in events knows that the kind of final 4 weeks are where all the action happens. But having said that, all the heavy lifting's been done. It's just all the kind of smaller bits now and design bits. But on the whole, but there's just lots of it. But on the whole, we're where we need to be. Registrations are looking amazing. We're sold out on stands. So we're in a really nice place. Despite being extremely hectic, we're in a really great place at the moment. So
fantastic. So you said something about a show. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, please, Dan.
Yeah, sure, Ashley. Thanks so much. So yeah, my name's Dan Cockerton. I run an event called the Digital Accountancy Show. I've worked in the accountancy profession for 12 years, around 12 years now, in a couple of different roles. My last employed role was working over at Xero. And I was account managing for them at one point around 300 firms of accountants based out in the field. So I was managing a territory, which is mainly East Anglia. And in my time at Xero, I could just see all of this transformation and change taking place, technology really just making such a massive difference to accountancy firms and bookkeepers and all their clients. And in that time, you know, lots of firms kind of migrated online into products like Xero really, really well. But, you know, a big proportion struggled with the whole kind of digital transformation piece. And that coupled with the fact that the app ecosystem was just absolutely exploding, I decided to launch an event to help educate accountants and bookkeepers and all these types of stuff, whether it's kind of apps, software, transformation, change management. And yeah, we were due to run our very first show in March 2020, but had to postpone it due to, I know, you can imagine kind of, us kind of watching the news. I think COVID kind of came out around the 1st of March when the news started reporting it, and our show was 4 weeks later. But we managed to get it over the line in September last year. We had 800 people through the doors for our very first event at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And we are just in the process of managing the next one, running the next one, which takes place on the 8th of June at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And we're going bigger, better. There'll be more people. And yeah, we can't wait. Really can't wait.
The program is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely stacked. I'm actually really, really proud of the program, the agenda that we've put together this year. It's outstanding. If anybody's interested, go to digitalaccountancy.com, click on events, and just head on over there. But what we do is we go deeper on the technology part of the content. So we're only really focused on accountants that work in practice. And we're really only focused on technology and try and go a bit deeper in the whole kind of sphere of tech. But we've got some amazing stuff lined up. We've got the launch of the world's first accounting and audit blockchain platform, which is absolutely massive. For anybody that knows kind of the basics of blockchain and how it works, could potentially envisage how that might work in the accounting and audit space. So that's going to be run in partnership with Audit Chain. So anybody who does audit, make sure you come down to that and witness the launch of the first accounting and audit blockchain platform. We've got 6 stages. We have over 90 speakers. We have a full exhibition space. We have a night show. We have an after party. Yeah, there's so much going on. It's absolutely rammed. Anybody that comes down, stadium tours, anybody who wants to look around the Tottenham Stadium. So much going on. So much going on. It's going to be a great day. Great day out for anybody that wants to come along.
I don't know if you know Darren, but he's saying it was amazing last year. So yeah, you should be proud. And this is the thing, Dan. Putting on such an exhibition is absolutely crackers. Now, you said that COVID scuppered you, but you did an awful lot during lockdown, online and stuff like that. So how was that for you?
Yeah, I think we had to pivot into the kind of digital world and digital content, and I think it definitely helped us kind of grow our brands, grow our product offering, because ultimately we had a group of really amazing technology companies. We had a community of accountants that wanted the content and still wanted to engage with these people and hear from other experts in the space. So the webinars, the virtual events, everything that we did at the start to medium term worked really, really well. And the feedback that we got from everyone was outstanding. I mean, we did make the very first big virtual event we did. We decided to run 5 mini summits across 5 days, which was probably a bit too much in the end. But on the whole, people got value from it, and it helped us kind of grow our business, grow our database. And yeah, I think it served a purpose for us. So on the whole, hard work. I have to say I'm over the moon that face-to-face events are coming back, and being down at Accountex last week, was a really big buzz. And, I'm sure we're going to get the same at our event in a few weeks' time as well.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, isn't it? Vishali's got a great point there. The pace of tech just doesn't let up, does it? As you know, I worked in the same space as you, with software for accountants, and if you stop to tie your shoelace up, you miss something, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was one of the reasons, actually, why we decided to launch the show. Like, there was so many apps and software available, all of that, the pace in which it was developing was going at a rapid pace. And there's just so much to try and kind of to consider. And also what we find that a lot of accountants want is kind of validation that they're doing the right thing. So we just wanted to kind of try and address all of that. And we've done a great job over the last few months in speaking to our advisory board, speaking to accountants, and really trying to put ourselves in the shoes of accountants and bookkeepers and what their kind of job entails on a day-to-day basis, what their pain points are, or, where the challenges are in the market at the moment. And, now we've got this whole beast of blockchain coming down the line. I mean, it's not going to have an overnight impact, but over the next 10 years, I think you're going to see more and more blockchain companies and blockchain platforms come to fruition. Then you've got the whole kind of AR and VR perspective and where that's going. So yeah, it's moving at a rapid pace. So that was one of the reasons why we wanted to put the show on as well.
No, fantastic. And obviously with all the registrations you're getting, it obviously shows there's an appetite for this as well, which is equally important. So that's wonderful. So what challenges do you? So I've got a few questions about bookkeepers and accountants, and so what you're at the coalface with accountants and bookkeepers.
Yeah.
What challenges do you see them having at the moment?
I think you tend to hear the same challenges around, and I'd probably just kind of mirror a lot of those. And the big one is time. Like when you're running an accountancy practice or running any business for that matter, you're getting pulled in so many different directions. Whether it's marketing, whether it's client management, whether it's looking after the team. Accountants are constantly, and bookkeepers are constantly trying to hit deadlines on stuff. Payroll, VAT, accounts, tax, people management. There's so much going on within a business, and sometimes it's difficult to take a step back, think about the tech, think about the digital strategy, and that's a massive challenge. And it's kind of a double-edged sword, because you need to find the time to invest in the tech to give you the time back. So that's always a difficult thing to do. The app ecosystems that bolt into Xero and QuickBooks and the available software is exploding. A big thing at the moment for lots and lots of people. So for people that don't know me, I'm also a 50% shareholder in a tax and accountancy recruitment company. I don't work in it at all on a day-to-day basis, but I'm a shareholder in it. And recruitment is a massive, massive issue for people at the moment, for accountancy and bookkeeping firms. Not for all, and we might come on to that, but for the vast majority, it is. And then we've got this whole piece around kind of blockchain, crypto, that's coming on down the line. So lots of accountancy practices and bookkeepers now being asked questions around this whole crypto piece, and what should we do, and how do we kind of tax it, and how do we address it from a taxation point of view. So yeah, there's lots at the moment, but yeah, hopefully at the show we'll address a lot of these.
Oh, fantastic! That is amazing. It's keeping an eye on it all, and I think that's why accountants love what you do, because they don't have to keep an eye on it, because you're keeping an eye on it, and that this is something you need to look at. This is something you need to look at. Do you not think?
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the things that we try and do at the show is, And we've got this actually because you're presenting and helping us actually on the fireside chat stage.
I certainly am. I cannot wait.
We nearly forgot about that.
Oh no, don't worry. I was not going to forget that.
No, we nearly forgot to plug it. But it's we're really keen on kind of speaking to other accountants, other bookkeepers. How they're running their business, what tech they're using, what challenges are you facing, how are you overcoming them, and we've got Francesca Tricarico and Charlotte from Future Cloud telling their story. We've got Phil Ellaby from Northern Accountants who's telling his story. He's just won Zero Firm of the Year at the recent Zero Awards. And I did a webinar a few weeks back or a few months back as well. And he feels great because he's really open about everything. So
absolutely,
it'll be great. Yeah. And we've got loads and loads of accountants and bookkeepers sharing their stories. So from a validation point of view and from a networking perspective, that's a lot of the time where people get value from events like this. So yeah, we push that, and that's at the core of the show really, is hearing from other accountants and bookkeepers.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Right? Is when I first came into the industry, and we're going back to 2007 now. I worked with an accountant and helped them with a bit of software from Digital, and it really streamlined what she was doing. And I said, "Oh, can I have a testimonial?" She goes, "No." And I said, well, why not? And she says, "Well, if I tell you, then someone else is going to get the advantage." Really? But today I've seen posts online of people knowing how to use a bit of software, and they're going down to work with somebody else to help them use that bit of software because they want to help each other. The community is just absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
and we've got people like Simon Lofts. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Simon.
Simon's there. He can't wait for the show, so he's very excited. And we've got Dave Selleck. So I can't wait to meet Dave. What I've seen him doing with some of the tech that he's doing. Is he doing a presentation or something?
Yes, just on Dave. So I hope you're well, Dave. But Dave will be demoing live how he uses Stream Decks to hyper automate his accountancy business, and it's going to be insane. We're actually bringing in the tech, and Dave's going to be showing us live around how he's using it, and I'm sure he'll be available for questions and for people that have any questions around it after the session as well. But that'll be. Do
we know what time his session is? Because I really want to see that. Dave will know. Dave will put it up in the chat box for us and let us know. In the chat box, Dave. Yeah. So you've got all these speakers, and you've got some real big names there as well that you were saying earlier. So who have you got there?
Yeah, we've got a super lineup. So we've got over 90 speakers. We've got Charlie McMurdy coming in. She's one of the UK's top professionals in cybercrime. Worked for Met Police, PwC. Wow. She's going to be delivering a session on cybersecurity, and with everything going on in the world at the moment with Ukraine. And I think we're going to see some major kind of impacts with cybercrime over the next few years. So we just want to educate our community on cybercrime. We've got as I mentioned earlier, we've got the launch of the world's first accounting and audit blockchain platform. Jason Mayers is flying over from the US to be with us to launch that with me. We've also got Jaguar Land Rover in the house. So Alistair Barlow is going to be interviewing Michael Mills, who's the Finance and Transformation Director at Jaguar Land Rover. And they're going to be talking about how they use data and analytics teams to drive massive performance commercially within their business. That's going to be an unbelievable session. So look out for that one. And yeah, there's just so many names to mention. We've just got, it's a completely packed out agenda. So yeah, for anyone that's interested, just head over to the website and take a look.
No, that's fantastic. All right, here's a question for you. Okay. I'm an accountant or a bookkeeper. And I've just come back from Accountex. Why do I need to come to your show as well?
Great question, Ashley. So look, we love Accountex. I was down there last week. We get on really well with the guys there, and they run an unbelievable event. Covers all areas of accountancy and the one-stop shop, whether it's tech, whether it's tax, whether it's regulation. They do it all, and they run a really great exhibition. I think from our point of view, we focus purely on technology, and we're purely accountants in practice. And what that allows us to do is go into this kind of sphere of technology at a deeper level. So it might be blockchain, it might be data analytics, it might be robotics, and it just allows us to go a bit deeper into that space. I'd say it's a slightly different experience. I mean, Accountex is obviously massive and one big hall. Our show is a bit more intimate, and a bit more of a conference as opposed to exhibition. Yeah, I think on the whole, we're strictly a technology conference, so we go a bit deeper on that side.
Absolutely. So if you're into the tech, you want to see what's coming around the corner, you want to see what's coming up new, and you want to see Dave at 4 o'clock, then that's the thing. Dave, I'm so glad you're on at 4, because I really want to see you. And I was a little bit worried that everyone's going to come and watch me chatting to Francesca and Phil. So that there's going to be no clashes there. Glenn's going to be there as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I've just seen his comment in the comments. So, yeah, Glenn's going to be there. Glenn is running a session for us on the main stage. So massive shout out to Glenn and the Libyo team. Glenn's delivering a session on how to deliver a risk-free payment experience for your clients. So, I've worked with accountants for 12 years, and over those 12 years, I've seen accountants try and deliver payments as a service, but always really struggled with it because the technology wasn't available, where now it's available, and Libyo are a really great solution for that. So yeah, make sure you speak to Glenn and the guys at Libyo. They're also sponsoring our after party, which is the secret garden.
Whoa, hang on. An after party. So there's an after party, and then after that party, there's another party.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we've got so Dext are sponsoring our Digital Accountancy Night Show, which is hosted in the Beavertown microbrewery within the stadium itself. So that'll be for people from 5 to 8. But we just found last year that people wanted to carry on. So a load of us went into central London, whereas this year we've got a secret garden party from 8 until midnight, which is a 1-minute walk from the stadium. So yeah, look out for that. And yeah, cheers, Glenn.
That is superb. So Dave and Steph are having a little chat there. So I've seen photos and stuff that Dave does, and it just looks far too complicated. But you're gonna bring a normal setup as well for us, Dave. So that's absolutely fantastic. This is so exciting. So what tips and stuff of that? If you forget the show for a second, I'm sorry. I want to get back to script.
Yeah, no worries.
You're saying about the challenges that accountants and bookkeepers have got at the moment. What sort of tips have you got for them at the moment? Because you're like holding this crystal ball, aren't you? So what sort of tips have you got for accountants and bookkeepers?
So yeah, when you asked me that question in the kind of in the notes in the lead up to the to this LinkedIn Live.
Oh, now you're making it look as like it's not spontaneous.
Oh sorry. Oh, actually, we used to went off script, so I thought it was. I mean, it's things. Look, I just I've definitely had a different perspective. So working with accountants for the last kind of 12 years, I have. Sometimes you're trying to kind of offer a service or a product that you think can kind of transform an accountancy practice, and sometimes you might get a little bit frustrated as why people aren't moving quicker. But now that I'm kind of in the role where I'm running my own business, and I can see not just the challenges from an accountant's perspective, but from a business owner perspective, you're spinning lots of plates all the time. It's just, it can just get crazy sometimes. So, when I thought about what tips can I give to people, my tips were just fairly kind of generic. Invest in your mind, invest in your body, invest in yourself. Make sure you are involved in lots of communities, so you're engaging with lots of people regularly. There's some fantastic online communities on Facebook, on WhatsApp, that don't cost anything to be involved with them. You've got things like the show coming up and other events as well. Just make sure you're speaking to lots of people that are in a similar position to you, just to validate your thinking, validate your ideas, and just invest in yourself. And I'm a big believer in things like the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and kind of positive thinking and all that sort of stuff. And I just I get a lot from that, and I think other practice owners and business owners can too, just from understanding how your mind works and how your thoughts work a bit more. So yeah, that's kind of like the top tips that I would give. I mean, I don't want to give the normal come and see the show and all that sort of stuff, but just invest in yourself and make sure you're constantly speaking to people that are in a similar position to you.
And this is the thing, we don't invest in ourselves. We're so busy trying to serve our clients, and we just forget. And I saw a post on LinkedIn earlier about some lady that had been pushing it too hard, traveling around the world, and goodness knows what else. And now she's had a heart attack. And the whole story of her post is, look after yourself, because it's too late. It's too late. And I think we all just try and run around like crazy, and we don't have time for ourselves.
When you're running a business as well, actually, like, it can become very isolated.
Yes.
And sometimes you can just get inside your own head too much. So I just think it's great to be, and one of the things that we're planning on doing in the second half of the year is running kind of more local meetups and getting 15, 20 people in a room just to kind of network and put on some sessions and stuff. So yeah, that would be kind of my advice, just from a kind of business owner perspective more than anything else.
No, that is great advice. So and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a proper conversation going on between Steph and Dave. So Steph's really upset that he's not bringing the big setup. So now Dave is sort of like changing his mind now. So I think what we need, guys, is a vote. Put your comments in. Does Dave bring something that the normal person can set up, or does he bring his big rock and roll setup? This is what we want to see.
Yeah. Dave, let's explore. I mean, if we can do it. I mean, it depends on Dave's side as well. Like, if it's a mammoth task for Dave to bring all that equipment in, then
he only drives a Mini.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, we'll definitely look into it.
No, fantastic. But that's the beauty of doing a show, and you can get people to see everything. Is there any way, obviously, because I'm a speaker, that you could save me a seat near the front for that session, please?
Yes, we can. No worries.
Dave's saying about the vote. Dan, I've lost my questions now. So you've been working with accountants for forever. What's the best story you can tell us about what you've done with an accountant? You've helped them.
Yeah, I think for me, like, the biggest impact that I've had on accountants, apart from what I'm doing now, and I feel like we're impacting thousands of accountants across the UK. In my job at Xero, where I was account managing kind of 300 firms of accountants for them, it was great to work there. It was great. People would see bank feeds and the automation coming in the software for the first time and love it. Like, they would love it. It was such a great job. And I just remember kind of a couple of situations where, we'd start working with an accountancy practice. Normally the kind of owners would want to kind of drive this zero vision, zero adoption. And I remember one situation in particular where a couple of the bookkeepers just hadn't really been explained to why they were being made to switch products or software systems and a different way of working altogether, and actually got quite upset because they'd been used to using the old platform for 15, 20 years. And, I just sat with them all day. Until they felt comfortable that actually this was a great solution for them, and actually going to make their jobs so much easier. So, I think that was probably the big thing for me, where you'd see people literally kind of 180 on what you were talking to them about, from being really upset, visibly upset by being made to change by the owner of the practice, to, by the end of the day, just
why didn't we have this earlier?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just, a couple of situations like that. And yeah, one firm, I think they were up near Peterborough actually, or Bury, that kind of area. And I just sat with them all day until they were happy with it. And I had one of our partner consultants on standby, and I was calling them every 2 seconds, because I don't have a kind of technical background. Just where any technical questions came up, I just phoned up, I think it was Sarah Tetlow at the time, just to answer all their queries. So just things like that. And, it was a great experience working at Xero, and I'd meet people at barbecues and at car washes who had moved on to Xero and were getting great results from it and loved it. So, but that would be my story.
No, fantastic. So Steph's really up for this thing. So that's cool. So we need 2 seats at the front.
Sounds good, Steph.
To do that. Anything else you want to say? Because I've got one last question for you, and that's the primary school question. Is there anything else we need to say? I just want to throw this thing up a second. Hang on a second.
No worries. You've caught me on a great day, actually. But registrations are going through the roof this week. I think Accountex probably helped us with that last week. Events are back. If you are a business and you want to engage with potential customers or network with your current prospect base, run an event, because events are back. with a bang. So we are, I think we're potentially looking at a 70 to 80% increase on attendee numbers for this year. So if it thought it was busy last year, it's going to be even busier this year. We're also working on plans for 2023, which are massive, absolutely massive. So
Wow.
yeah, can't wait to share with what we're doing, what our plans are. Can't wait for the show in a few weeks' time. Make sure you're registered. It's going to be a great day. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all there. It's going to be good.
No, fantastic. This is funny. So I'm not here next week for a show, but the week after, my guest is Zoe Lacey Cooper. So she used to do a little bit at Accountex, I believe. So I've got her coming in for a little chat. So that'll be fun in a couple of weeks' time. So my last question to you, sir: when you were at primary school, what did you do? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Yeah, I was trying to think about this one. I think for me, like, I was always sport mad. I have a massive competitive background, played football, semi-pro level till I was 30, 31. And all I remember wanting to be when I was younger was a footballer. That was it. Always, I either wanted to play for Barnet FC or for Arsenal. And yeah, that's all I can remember ever wanting to be as a child, as a kid. Just I was out every day after school playing football down the park. And just dreams of one day playing for Arsenal, but was never quite good enough.
So what you do is you set up a digital accountancy show and hold it at Spurs.
I know, yeah. I hope no one from Tottenham's watching this, because I don't know if I disclose that or not in my meeting with them. But yeah, sometimes business has to come first, right?
Yeah, but you're a kid back then, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, you're not a footballer, but you're having fun, and you're going to be at a super stadium in a couple of weeks' time. Look forward to catching up, and look forward to hosting those 2 sessions that I'm doing, and meeting Dave, because I can't wait for that. So yeah, Dan, thank you so much for coming on my show, and thanks to everybody for all your lovely comments, and we will see you all in a few weeks' time. Cheers, everybody.
Everyone. Cheers, Ashley. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.